Well, thank you so much for coming this morning to the groundbreaking of this highly anticipated project, Serenade at Park Central. This tower behind me has been vacant for many years now, but today we're here to turn that page and start the next chapter. I would like to give a special shout out to Representative Jane Anya-Nornu, who is here with us this morning. Thank you for coming. And with that, please join me in giving a warm welcome to our third term mayor, Tim Keller.
Thanks so much. It's the first time I've heard that. It's pretty fun. So thank you, Albuquerque. This building is, I would actually argue, one reason why. Not to reflect on what that means in terms of giving another opportunity to serve our city for another 4 years. But as anyone knows who's watched a gazillion political commercials or anything else, this is the poster child of both the past, the present, and the future. And it is a shining example, hopefully, now, like in terms of what we're starting, of where we can go as a city that is also real. This was an idea in a sense of why can't we turn these huge office buildings into housing, because we need housing. What an obvious idea. And we had that idea many years ago. And these kinds of projects, especially when you're talking about something this size, 100 plus housing units, it takes time and it takes partnership and it takes funding. And so we did all of that boring work that you never see on a TV ad, which is putting together those things. The funding, the partners, making sure that we can actually do this. And today we celebrate that shovel in the ground, right? The first step that hopefully will lead to 100 people living right here in just a few years. Now, there's a ton of people who've helped with that, of course, and I know Terry's going to touch on them. But I think, most importantly, our partners from Houston and from here who are putting this together. And I actually forget their official corporate name. What's the corporate name? Silverstone. That's right, Silverstone. So the Silverstone team, they also have made sure, number one, they said from day one, we are going to do this project if you can come up with the kind of financing that we need to get it done. And I think we've all been really skeptical. We'll just be fair in a sense that we're promised a lot of things by people in Albuquerque and they don't always pan out. But Silverstone is delivering, and they have honored their commitment, and they have stuck with their belief that this part of Albuquerque can be transformed and that they will build a beautiful place that people want to live, literally at San Mateo and Central, where all the naysayers and all the doubters say this is the epicenter of everything that is wrong with Albuquerque. Now this is the epicenter of the future of Albuquerque. That is awesome. And I know we have a bunch of neighborhood people there. Thank you for coming, by the way, neighbors, surrounding businesses. And so we said, if we can have these seminal redevelopments in the hardest areas of town, then if we can do that, we can lift up all of Albuquerque. That is what this represents today. And so, of course, we know this has also been the home of all sorts of chronic problems, whether it's been various crimes or drugs and everything else inside and all these kinds of things. And of course, that all changes once it starts being under construction. And so here again, also, we hope this is the beginning of some relief for the neighbors and for the community around this area. But also a giant, real, it's not just a symbol, it is a real example that we are never giving up on the International District, and also that we actually can lift up our whole city by helping the core, the center of Albuquerque, right here at Central and San Mateo. Now, I would just touch on a couple of other things. I mentioned we need housing, and so that's why this project is not alone. There is the project next to Tallinn Market, the Somos project. There's the extension of the Highland MRA, which is just up San Mateo. And of course, there's what we're trying to do with the Zia supermarket right across the street. So these are the kinds of projects that we now are able to begin to see come to fruition. That's what today is about, and there's many more in the queue, and that's what I'm very excited to continue working on for the next 4 years. So with a little bit more on this, let's continue to hear from a number of folks today, also as the temperature rapidly drops. So Terry Bruner, our MRA director, has of course been essentially the quarterback on this project from the city perspective, and so he and his team have done an outstanding job. Please welcome Terry Bruner.
Thank you, Mayor. All right, thank you, Mayor. MRA is just so pleased to see today's event come to fruition. We have been involved in this project basically since 2023. And this is, as the mayor alluded to, part of what is happening on the San Mateo Central area. We have a boundary extension of our MRA area down San Mateo to promote growth there. We've built townhomes on the other side of Central from here, working with the Highland Theater on other aspects of amenities that they need. We've got a lighting project the city accomplished with festoon lighting on Central Avenue. So this is how redevelopment occurs. We're very excited to see this happening because these two towers are iconic. You see them in pictures from 40 years ago in Albuquerque, and they retain a lot of focus from our community who so badly wants to see them remodeled. So this 10-story project will have about 110 new units and provide affordable and market rate housing options for people. And we have been very pleased to work with Silverstone Equity Partners and Blythe Metz and other folks, subcontractors, and everybody that's involved in this project. We don't do a lot of easy projects. I just want to say that. Redevelopment isn't easy. I know there's been frustration that this doesn't move faster, but these are tough projects. Just look at what we have behind us. I mean, this is not an easy project to take on. So I really commend the courage of all involved in taking on a difficult project and trying to make it happen as quickly as possible. The city's offering up $2 million in financing for the project, along with a tax abatement that's valued almost up to $1 million that will provide a lot of front-end funding for this project and allow the developer to get going as quickly as possible. So we're proud of this. I'm very proud of the MRA staff that's here, Jenny Jackson and China Osborne, who have worked so tirelessly on this project. And not only are we working on this, we're working on getting the second tower going as well. But we hope this is a catalyst. We like these catalytic investments that promote and cascade into a lot of other investments in the area. So you'll hear about that more with some of our other speakers. But again, thank you to the developers, thank you to the mayor, our city councilor, Nicole Rogers, for all supporting this project and getting us to this point.
Thanks so much, Terry. And we now fundamentally also wanted to speak to what this means with respect to health and housing, and we want to bring up the director of that, Gilbert Ramirez.
Thank you, Mayor, and good morning, everyone. Appreciate you being all out here in the cold. So I think 3/4 of my professional career has been serving the International District, and I have a lot of memories as I was an adjunct professor that got to oversee social work interns, and at the time CYFD was occupying this space. Had a lot of meetings here, and to see it go from that to where it is now, you know, we all are committed to making sure that this area has the investment as well as the collaborative partnerships to make sure that we are investing in not only the community, but how families and working people can live in a healthy place and have stable housing. So in regards to this project and our department's role, as we all know, no quarterback is successful without the good running backs, tight ends, wide receivers, and a great offensive line. And our department is just one contributing to this collaboration with our other partners. Private-public partnerships are so important because we can't just do this alone. Our department has had success in converting properties into affordable housing, and this is just one more example of that. We're very proud that our department can contribute $2 million of housing forward funding that will guarantee affordability rates for about 41 units that will be built here. That's vital because we need to make sure that our investments in areas allow for affordability for all levels of income. And that's supporting our community, and that's making sure people have access to it, and then that's reinvesting in the health of our community to make sure that it thrives. with housing brings demand for other things, like grocery stores and other items that will be needed once it's full. That's the importance of that connection. So again, I just want to highlight that we're very proud, Health Housing Homelessness, to be able to contribute the $2 million from our Housing Forward Fund that will guarantee an affordability rate for a term and also make sure that these 41 units are continue to be affordable for individuals to live in this area. And this will be a huge revitalization project for this community. We're excited to be about it, hitting year one, not only talking about the need for it, but infusing it. Lastly, I want to talk about the importance of, if you understand the challenges we're facing in our city, it's important to remember that we need to have preventative strategies as well as post-ventionary strategies. Preventing people from entering into homelessness means we have substantial amount of affordable housing. And as we have launched housing navigation centers for individuals who are unhoused, we need affordable units to move them back into stable housing environments. So this works on the both end with regards to our strategy as to how we are helping our community. And we're very proud to be able to do that. So thank you all.
All right.
Okay, and now we want to hear from Blythe and Sandeep. They are the doers on the side of this occasion, actually developing this property from Silverstone Equity Partners. Thank you and welcome.
I'm Blythe. No, I'm sorry. I'm Sandeep. You wouldn't believe me anyway. So we bought this building out of an auction. My background is in structural engineering. This is what I do for a living. I design apartment complexes all over the country. I'm licensed in every state, and I know how this thing works. So when the price of the apartment in the auction house was attractive, we made the move. I did not realize all of the other difficulties that we would face, but with the help of the mayor and his staff, we have overcome them. The most difficult part of any building construction, which makes it affordable, is what's back here. It's already built. The shell's there. That is how this can become affordable. Building a high-rise building for apartment living is not easy, but we're going to make it happen. And it's like Mayor and everybody else has said earlier, everything we asked the city, they accommodated us. You know, converting an old building office into residential takes time. It's called entitlement. It went through smoothly. Building is old, so we needed some concessions on making it modern. City was absolutely fantastic. Some of the things that some of our consultants that were working on were surprised too. So I cannot thank the city and the mayor enough. And with the team effort, city contributing funds, tax rebate, and with our knowledge of how these things are built, we're able to make this thing affordable. And once this building starts, we're going to work on the second one. I'm going to let Blythe finish the rest.
Thank you, Sandeep. Thank you, Mayor Keller. Thank you to all of our partnerships at the city that have made this happen. China and her staff at the MRA, Mr. Terry Bruner. Thank you, guys. I'd like to take a quick moment and thank our capital partners, Century Bank, as well as CPACE, and Mr. Sandeep himself for his generous equity investment. This is a place that we've spent a lot of time in the last few years. We are not just another out-of-state entity rolling in, trying to make a couple dollars. This is mainly and mostly about creating housing. Appreciate the locals coming out and the community coming out to meet us. We've spent our time here in the last 5 years on Central in this corridor, and unfortunately or fortunately, we've gotten to seen firsthand the true need that needs to come back and breathe life into this corridor. There's so much potential and so much opportunity to be had that with a few dollars and a lot of hard work, we can turn this back online and create a lot of affordable and healthy housing. And so we look forward to doing that. I'm not going to estimate some aggressive timeframes, but we will see the product coming online later in next year, and we will be giving you guys updates throughout that. Our office will be happy to share updates as they come, and as well as we'll provide some links in the banners and the press that you guys can inquire yourself. So thank you again. Thank you for your time, and we look forward to meeting all of you guys.
Do you want to give a shout out to Tara?
Go ahead.
You can do it.
I'll do it. Equiterra Consultants, they're local architects. They've been extremely helpful in getting this project to the city. Kent and Delcy are here. Give them a hand. Thank you, Kent. Thank you, Delcy.
All right, thank you so much. And also, of course, championing this project from City Council from day one, our City Councilor, Nicole Rogers.
What a great day. I know it's cold and looks a little gloomy, but we don't feel gloomy today, do we? No. And I know we have a lot of neighborhood folks that live right around the corner who have been waiting for this for 10 plus years. Since this has been vacant. So, and again, I'll continue to say this over and over and over again, the tide is turning in District 6, and this is evidence of that. The other day, somebody said, well, there's no growth happening because we don't see cranes. Well, we got cranes going to come District 6. We have cranes already at UNM. We have stuff we're building for food insecurity. We have the huge State Fair Reimagine project happening. We have our local business owners, the Sicklers, who are going to be doing some amazing farm-to-table development within walking distance of here. We're working on getting the Walmart. We're working on getting the Walgreens. The tide is turning in District 6, and this is no longer a beacon for negativity. This is a beacon of hope for our district, and so I am so grateful. This is what happens when neighborhoods, when government, when private developers and business owners come together on one accord to get something done, and we're gonna get it done. And trust me, I'm always asking about this project all the time, right? They're like, okay, Nicole, okay. But that's what it takes. We all need to push in the same direction to get this activated for positivity. I want to live here. I mean, so I know I can imagine there's commercial space that's going to go here. Some space maybe this is what it's about, is opening it up for folks to build a home, build families, build businesses. We can achieve that again. This used to be the hub for that in this city. This was, one of my friends, Will Williams, reminded us, this is one of the places that people came to hang out, to connect with each other. And we need that again, because we're doing it. District 6 is doing it. And I'm so grateful to represent this district. And let's go. Let's get this done. And we need I'm going to put the plug out. Walmart, if you're listening, I need the building. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Councilor. And we mentioned, too, the legendary history in this area. We were trying to remember the name of the steakhouse that was in the basement and all that. Yes, Montana Mining. It was, which the irony, like my Montana, it could have been, anyway, but Montana Mining was in the basement. And but throughout that time, there has also been an amazing sort of local business that's connected. Farm to table, before that was a cool word, always right here. And that's, of course, Schiller Farm. And so we want to invite John to talk a little bit about his project. Sure.
Thank you all. Great to see the community. A lot of people have been thanked, but I just have to thank our city councilor, Nicole Rogers. She was a big impetus behind that. Terry Bruner, big help for us. We had our Fair West Neighborhood Association president support us through all of this. Just to be very honest, we were, as a family, after being here, we're almost going to be here for 40 years. Next season at Sickler Farms, right here a couple blocks north of here on San Mateo, our 40th season. We were wondering, do we want to stay here or not? Our son has said that the corner of San Juan and San Mateo, where our store is his favorite place in the entire world. He's a very accomplished businessman, lives in Boston, travels around the world, but loves that little spot. He grew up there. He was 6 months old when we started the business, and he's going to be taking it over, and we're going to turn it into a year-round store, a year-round chili store, and actually restaurant. So looking forward to having all you continue to support us. We appreciate the support over the years. And if it hadn't been for some of the work that the city did for us, Mayor helping us get into this metropolitan redevelopment zone, kind of interestingly enough, we were just outside of it. He put us in there, that kind of made it economically feasible for us to take on our big project. which we're going to be breaking ground here in the next couple of months. So thank you all.
I think it was one building. All right, well, we're debating over where Microsoft was founded. I think they actually had two buildings, and I think this was the bank where they were rejected. But we can all look up this history, but there certainly is a dash of that floating around too. It's also, of course, where we paid our taxes. That's why I was always in there. Yeah, KISS FM might have started there. And then, of course, we mentioned CYFD was in here. But anyway, much history for sure. Of course, the legendary penthouse at the top. Once upon a time, there was a New Year's Eve I spent there. It was great. Yes, it was 80s glamorous. So pink marble and shag carpet. Okay. Now, I think what we're going to do here, especially just because of the temperature, and we have so many folks gathered, we do want to set up for, just like it's a tradition, we still a groundbreaking, but I want to make sure and invite the whole community, or basically everyone who's here. We will just try and fill in behind as much as we can, because this is just so iconic and important for our city. And I think the last thing that I would just reiterate, which we've touched on before, is, these buildings, like visually, especially of course as I look at that, right, or as I look at the broken windows here, right, this has been in so many ways a symbol of all the challenges of the city. And we have said, as our counselor said time and time again, there is much more going on than meets the eye, but also it is becoming very real, whether it's the housing projects that we mentioned or it's the ground that we're going to break today. And so I want to thank Albuquerque for your patience to help us get this done, but also the neighbors for your determination to make sure that we get this done and that we don't quit and that we actually see these projects through, because this truly will be, when it's done, transformational for Albuquerque, New Mexico. So with that, everyone please gather around, especially kind of neighbors over there. Let's all kind of half circle around that. And hopefully this picture will hang in the new Montana mining, whatever that's going to be one day.
And as you move over, please be mindful of glass and other debris on the ground over here.
China, will you help me move this?
To see being real. Yeah, it really
I'm
is.
excited.
If folks want to, there's kind of room if you want to scoot a little more, self-select based on height. We don't want to highlight people, but if we can, tall folks in the back, great. Yes, representative, scoot up, scoot in. Our friar here, you gotta represent here. Awesome. Okay. All right, everybody. Well, let's do our usual here. We'll do a count of three. Pull up a shovel load there and look at the cameras. So let's do it together. 3, 2, 1. All right. Hold there for a minute. All right, and turn some dirt over there. All right.
Groundbreaking.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Woo! This is a big one. This is a big one.